This was not a corpse. These were Christians. Their clothes were soaked in wax and oil, bound to pillars, and in the dead of night set ablaze to illuminate the Emperor Nero's royal gardens. As the flames consumed them, they did not scream, they prayed. In Nero's court, the wine flowed freely, laughter echoed, and Christians burned alive. The pages of human history are filled with such chilling events, ones that today's consciousness can hardly comprehend. This story is not merely about punishment, but about power, obsession, and the darkest facets of human psychology, where law became a symbol of terror rather than justice. The journey begins in the scorching lands of ancient Mesopotamia, where in 1750 BC, King Hammurabi of Babylon engraved his code of laws on stone tablets, considered the first written laws in human history. Hammurabi's philosophy was an eye for an eye, but here, the punishment by fire was intended to maintain a particular social order. Those who carried out the punishment were trained executioners, tasked with handing over the accused to the licking flames. In this era, anyone caught stealing from a temple or pilfering goods from a burning house would be consumed by fire at the very spot. The place of execution was the city's central square, where hundreds would silently watch the spectacle. The reactions of the condemned were often cries of desperation, pleas for mercy, yet Hammurabi's law was devoid of compassion, and this practice kept the streets of Babylon under fear's watchful eye for many decades. As time flowed onward, this tradition reached the courts of ancient Egypt. Around 1500 BC, during the reign of Ramses II and his predecessors, the pharaoh was regarded as a god. Here, burning punishments were meted out to political opponents who plotted against the throne or desecrated tombs. The Egyptians believed that the burning of the body meant the eternal death of the soul, making the punishment far more excruciating than physical pain. Royal guards would tie the accused on heaps of wood by the Nile or in front of majestic temples, while the pharaoh observed from his elevated throne. Some of the condemned protested until the very last moment, claiming innocence, while others were cowed by the pharaoh's authority. This brutal act remained a tool for consolidating power for centuries within the pharaoh's dominion. During the height of the Roman Empire, particularly in 64 C, this punishment reached its most horrifying form. When a devastating fire swept through Rome, Emperor Nero blamed the Christians to deflect his own notoriety. Nero employed a method of human cruelty. He dressed Christians in wax-soaked garments and tied them to pillars in his royal gardens at night, setting them ablaze. They burned like living torches to illuminate Nero's soirs. Many were anonymous followers who, rather than compromise their faith, embraced the fire with silent dignity. The Roman elite drank wine and reveled in this human spectacle. Nero's cruelty persisted until his suicide, leaving an indelible mark on Roman history. In medieval Europe, from the 12th to the 16th centuries, this punishment flourished under the shadow of holy courts and accusations of witchcraft. The most harrowing incident was that of Joan of Arc, burned publicly on May 30th, 1431, in Rouen, France. The order came from British-supported Bishop Pierre Cauchon. The 19-year-old was accused of witchcraft and wearing men's attire. The executioner tied her atop a towering stack of wood, allowing the flames to reach her slowly, prolonging her agony. Joan of Arc's reaction was extraordinary. She did not scream, but requested a cross, continuously calling out the name of Jesus, until the smoke choked her last breath. Her death ignited the French people with a fervor that ultimately led to British defeat. This practice continued under England's Queen Mary I Mary, who burned hundreds of Protestant Christians simply for their religious beliefs. Meanwhile, in the Middle East, from the 8th to the 10th centuries during the Abbasid Caliphate, punishment by fire was employed against political rebels. Under Caliph al-Mu'tasim, rebels like Baba Karam challenged the state and were brought to justice in horrific ways. Execution sites in Baghdad were central squares where thousands gathered. In China, the practice persisted until the Mongol dynasty, where traitors were thrown into blazing oil or fire. Punishment continued until every limb of the condemned turned to ash. This horrific tradition began to wane in the late 18th century. After the French Revolution in 1791, with the presentation of the Human Rights Charter, Napoleon Bonaparte and reformers abolished such barbaric punishments as incompatible with human dignity. In Britain, under King George III in 1790, laws officially declared it illegal. In German states, the practice ceased in the early 19th century. Human rights movements emphasized that justice should aim to reform society, not inflict agony on the guilty. This long and bloody chapter of history reminds us of the steep price humanity paid to emerge from the scorching flames of ignorance into the cool shade of consciousness.